Ah, another request! Well, who can the lucky character be today? Ranma, 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 Ranma. To Djclyve. Ha! That's me. We know you know about the secret society of martial arts tea. Would you be so bold to do a profile on the subordinate elders of martial arts tea? A loyal viewer, name withheld. You got this, Djclyve. You totally got this. This is doable. We can do this. Ladies and gentlemen, once again we spelunk into the dark world of
martial arts tea ceremony. Perhaps there is no bigger dichotomy than martial arts tea ceremony. Facetious as it sounds, this is a very serious discipline which has endured thousands of years. Its cult-like atmosphere shrouds the art in mystery. Like the Illuminati, in order to truly get it, one must be a part of it. Martial arts tea ceremony is so much more than a martial art. It is a religion, it is a kinship, it is a family. One cannot practice this art solo. It is largely a group affair, a civilized tribal culture, one controlled by charter families, where its members can move up ranks through seniority and performance. The rigors of this discipline, alongside the test of time, has whittled away at its membership, and at present day it is considered something of a lost art, now only practiced by one school, and thusly, its members have to work extra hard to ensure the survival of their way of life. There are two houses of martial arts tea. Much like the US government has its warring Republicans and Democrats, so too does this art, with its orthodox and unorthodox houses. The Orthodox House is headed by the Daimonji clan. At the top of the ladder is the Daimonji matriarch, name withheld, a true pioneer of old-style martial arts tea. The Orthodox style does not stray from the discipline's original fundamentals. One cannot master this style without a great deal of practice and self-sacrifice. All contests must be conducted at the Seiza position. Combatants can only move about the arena by dragging their bodies along the floor through massive strength in the toes. Only original tea implements, like the napkin, the whisk, and stirring sticks, are to be used as weaponry. It is a very showy martial arts style. If one can master this art and cope with its disadvantages, one is to be considered a martial artist of the highest caliber. The unorthodox style, headed by the oft-considered rogue Miyako-oji clan, is like the New Testament of the Bible. They realized their style could prove a great deal more effective if certain doctrinated rules were thrown out the window. The unorthodox style is contested mainly from the standing position, negating needless years of training just to move about and giving the fighter more time to concentrate on offense. The unorthodox martial artist also adheres to the mantra of only using tea utensils as weaponry, but bending the rules slightly. Their tea utensils are unnaturally large, giving they a definite power advantage. Both houses are headed by their respective families' matriarchs, under whom are their successors, Sentaro Daimonji to the Orthodox clan, and Setsuki Miyako-oji to the Unorthodox clan. The matriarchs would also need each to assemble a team of 3 to to do their grunt work, to watch over their successors, and make sure they don't stray from the path. The Subordinate Elders! Did you hear that? Neither did I. So old and wrinkled are they, like withered apple people. They have shrunk to the size of fire hydrants, but do not mistake their power. For each and every year they have lived, they have spent toiling away at their art, and the wealth of experience shows. We start with the elders of the House of Daimonji, representing the orthodox style of martial arts tea, the elders Matsu, Take, and Ume. These three can easily be described as biddies. They are very regal, eloquent in their cadence. Think like Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast ×3. They are the living, breathing embodiment of the style and order the orthodox style entails. But, in direct contrast, when it comes time to snap into action, these three are harbingers of pure stylized doom. Even in a fight to the death, Matsu, Take, and Ume stay true to the hampering rule of their art, making do with the ineffective weaponry, not to mention having to stay seated at all times. To they, this is a way more effective manner of fighting. When used properly, the normal-sized T implements can be very deadly and hard to see coming, and kneeling in Seiza position, they can achieve speeds even greater than on foot. Through very calculated movement and style over substance, these three are all about smiting their opponents quickly, gracefully, and as neatly as possible. Then, there are the elders of the House of Miyako-oji, Ino, Shika, and Cho, representing the unorthodox style of martial arts tea. These three would be more described as curmudgeons. These pint-sized old crones talk a big game, very gruff and froggy in their speech. There's a definite edge to these three, as they are quick to resort to violence, and do so with a devilish glee. They are the very meaning of Hell's Grannies. Many would say their style, the unorthodox style, gives they a great advantage over their opponents. Wielding high-range, heavy melee T-trinkets, they can dole out one violent shellacking to their foes. Theirs is a no-nonsense style, a take advantage of every opportunity, kick your opponent in the balls kind of style. Their battles are anything but neat, as they sledge around their weaponry with a sort of controlled recklessness, leaving holes, shrapnel, and craters every step of the way. On foot, they have no problem keeping up with their matronly counterparts, though they can resort to Seiza positions should they need that extra burst of speed. Essentially, Ino, Shika, and Cho are the opposites of Matsu, Take, and Ume in every way, sans the fact they're both old. These two branches of martial arts tea are diametrically opposed to one another. They are the Montagues and Capulets, the Autobots and Decepticons, the Mystics and the Skeksis. They can and will never coexist, and in each other's presence they will resort to violence with 100% certainty. The Orthodox clan will always see the unorthodox clan as blasphemers, straying too far from the original teachings of martial arts tea, cheating and taking shortcuts, choosing personal satisfaction over tried and true law. The unorthodox clan, the Bill of Rights to martial arts tea, sees the orthodox style as antiquated and ineffective, with too much unnecessary sacrifice, that the original rule is too restrictive and needs mandating. Neither side is wrong or right. Neither side is good or evil. Their hatred for one another was a seed implanted before the day they were born. Now, in their twilight years, the battle still rages on. 3 shall stand, 3 shall fall. Attack! 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 Kill! 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 But then, it happened. Sentaro Daimonji, the heir to the Orthodox school, met Setsuki Miyako-oji, the heiress to the unorthodox school, and the two immediately fell in love and engaged to be wed. Now, here is quite the quagmire. These two rival disciplines, after all these years, are now to be merged into one, forcing all parties to coexist. A lifetime's worth of hate has built between these two trios. They have hated each other before they even got to know each other, and as they did, they learned to hate each other even more. And now, they must somehow unite for the common good, for the betterment of the children and the survival of their art. As a unit, physically they are still impressive, neither side conforming to the rules of the other. What we get is an orthodox-unorthodox collabo, a brand new mesh of styles impossible to prepare for. Strong as they are, the personalities of the elders will surely clash, and it is their inability to cooperate which is their most glaring, crippling weakness. Just because they are forced to work together doesn't mean they have to like it. With the union of Setsuki and Sentaro, martial arts tea ceremony will see newfound stability, will pull together what has been long torn apart, and create one strong, harmonious unit. But, through the elders, the battle between the orthodox and unorthodox houses rages on.
A bad omen.
The story of Matsu, Take, and Ume, Ino, Shika, and Cho is a complicated one. But in the realm of Ranma 1/2, things are seldom easy. Of course, this is just all speculation. I am an outsider after all. I am not privy to such knowledge. The only way to know the intricacies of martial arts tea is to be at one with them, to have walked, or slid, through their long hallways, and studied under the house matriarch. True, I've heard through reliable sources they have let slide a few outsiders here and there, but martial arts tea is a secret society, one whose walls hold true. If any of this knowledge were to leak out and endanger their way of life, Matsu, Take, and Ume, and Ino, Shika, and Cho, loyal soldiers to the bitter end, would vanquish the offender with swift justice. And,
I'm toast.
This has been a Ranma 1/2 character profile.